Hey guys, Wonderboat here with the Mag 1 Community Clinic. Not my favorite looking packs here. Actually, this one's kind of fine. I feel like sledges are pretty good. Um, let's see. Let's go with the missile spec once again. Not a huge health pool here. But I'm pretty happy about this. The 2 missile strikes against these units here are going to be great. The Hound and the Stormcallers. And he's a training spec, so probably expecting some level 2 Hounds here. And our army has okay chaff clear. He has no chaff and has a lot of chaff itself. I don't shoot up, but I don't really need to. I don't think he'll buy a Phoenix. I think I'm going to stay flexible here. I'm just going to buy 2 more crawlers. I think Fangs are fine as well, but I don't know. When you're unsure what to do, sometimes it's good to just chaff and chill, you know? See, now we got a bunch of information. Like 2 marksmans was not at all what I was expecting, and so I got a lot of value by staying flexible. So this is going to be an interesting game. This is a crossfire, which means my aggression on one side versus his aggression on the other. It creates some very interesting dynamics. Like, most of the units are viable in these games because there is a lot of distance between the players, but there's also like a short distance to the towers. So it's like melee units are still good, but so are long range units. So it should be pretty sweaty here. He does level up that Hound. That's a good move for my opponent. And then the question is, you know, do I try and parry his right side attack? Do I just keep reinforcing my left? Do I fortify the tower? These are all tricky things to deduce. Certainly the main thing I want to improve upon is my chaff clear and my Hound clear more specifically. Sledges are actually pretty good against Hounds. Of course, I'm starting with 2 of them, so I am kind of tempted to buy more of them. I also need upshoot, although he's pretty unlikely to go for an air threat, I would argue, for 2 reasons. First of all, he went into marksman round 1. And second of all, I just don't think he wants to go into wraith or anything like that. Like, the Hounds are already such good chaff clear. So maybe I can just not buy anti-air here, which is going to be a nice relief, as maybe I can develop those sledgehammers. Okay, round 2, unit reinforcements, a bunch of blue, pretty strong units, and then the Farseer. I mean, the Tarantula and the Farseer represent the best Hound clear. There's no air, so I don't have to stress about that, which is nice. The Farseer does give me anti-air, so it's pretty uniquely good here. Yeah, I think I'm sold on the Farseer. It's a really nice defensive unit, and it's good in crossfires because of its fast speed. I'm just going to put it pretty far in the back. And, I mean, this is like an insanely good missile. I wonder if he even bubbles. And then I think I'll keep the other one this time. Now I'm going to go for the tower fortification. It's just really good value when you're like outnumbered, I guess, let's say. And I'm actually going to back it all the way up here. I'm not in a rush to get in front of the tower, right? I want the tower to tank a little bit. And otherwise, yeah, let's get another sledge. It's a little risky in case he goes into like a hard counter like Scorps, but you know, I think it's kind of interesting. He does bubble indeed. Okay, so he planned this right from the get-go. I'm going to clump up my units, bubble round 2, and, you know, fair play to him. I've experimented with this whole, like, clump up and bubble, and I'm not a huge fan. It's just, like, it feels so bad if you ever do lose the bubble early on. In this case, he's going to keep it. I'm way too low DPS. But, yeah, we'll see. I think we're going to get debuff a little bit too late here. So now that I see this bubble, you know, I'm going to want more DPS, right? And so normally Stormcaller comes to mind as how you break bubbles, but I think in a position like this, I'm not sure if a Stormcaller is good or not. Like, Phoenix is an obvious choice. I find sometimes even Phoenixes have a tough time breaking those shields early on, but there's potential. We could also just, like, stop defending the right now. We've already got the Farseer, already got the Tower Fort. We're also, like, pulling things to the left. So we can just focus everything on getting this tower as soon as possible, and maybe that helps us, like, collapse and get the bubble. Okay, so round 3, there's a Rhino Assault, which poses quite a threat. Gets me on the left, gets me on the right, because it does beat a Farseer 1v1. And then Subsidized Steel Ball. Like, steel balls are good in crossfires, but I don't think I need sort of like the tanky single target aspect of them. Supply enhancement is a really undertuned card. Improved melter, just not really what I'm interested in. We'll take the Rhino Assault. I really want to win this round so I can pop the bubble. So I'll just try and get that nice and close to their tower. And then my main thing I want to do here is not let the Farseer lose in the 1v1 against the Rhino in case he pops it here. So this Crawler should be enough. And then otherwise, I think we go for one more Farseer just to cover this side. And then I think one more Crawler as well. And the reason for this Crawler is just to slow down the Rhino Assault if he ends up going for that. And then the missile, I guess we can probably get most of this, which is quite nice. That's also a level 2 Fang. So, oh my gosh, the bubbles. All right, fair play. I mean, if I went for the steel balls, he would have been cooked, but fair enough. Let's see, the Rhino is going to eventually get in. I mean, the Storms are shooting it, but they shouldn't get it in time. They'll one-shot the tower. The Farseer is being shot at. Oh, not quite. There is Crawlers there. Okay. Everything should stay inside the bubble. I guess the Rhino might ruin my day and kill everything inside the bubble, so I don't get it. Same with the Crawlers on the left, kind of ruining my bubble kill there, so... kind of sad affairs here. Maybe I can get the bubble. Looks like I will get the bubble on the right, so that's great. Alright, I'm pretty happy, and I feel like his left side bubble is probably poppable eventually, if he just ever kills my Crawlers or something. That was a pretty good round to win. He does go for the greed line, the supply enhancement, so... I'm not really scared of that, though. It's just, like, not that good of a card. Looks like Sub Ball is back, improved firepower, no Giants on the board, so this is not really relevant. EMP Blast, I could see doing that just for, like, the, what is it, 35,000 damage on the bubble. But honestly, like, that's such a tempo thing for 100. I guess it has a low cooldown, so I think it is a fine play. I think I will take the improved firepower because I have a level 2 Farseer, and that's just great DPS per, you know, the only 100 I paid there. And then, wow, we have all these sledge levels. I feel like he's really tempted to go into something like Scorpions. But regardless, I will tempt him. We'll see what happens. I want to make sure they're at least screened a little bit. So we'll add like a Crawler over here. And yeah, I want to do a little bit more defense on my tower just in case he like takes the sub ball and like gets in or something. And honestly, these Crawler levels, pretty tempting. We'll see how they do. Goes into Mustangs. I feel like that Sledge is maybe new as well, not 100% sure. So obviously going Mustangs into my Sledges is not going to feel very good for him. But on the other hand, he just wanted to take the improved firepower, so I kind of get it. You're going to see the tower fortification look really good in a moment here. You can see these low DPS units just, you know, they would have gotten the tower by now, but all I paid was 100, and instead of, you know, being debuffed and like potentially getting snowballed out of control, it's just him wasting resources hitting something that has no value, so. That's why you should always tower fortify in these like positions where you're outgunned, especially in a crossfire, so. A good showcase there. I think the Crawler levels looked pretty good. Level 2 Crawlers can be annoying to deal with for sure. You do feed more experience, so that's like the one consideration you have to be careful of. But there's ways to really leverage those Crawler levels, like when you take Subterranean Blitz, for example, or like lots of health enhancements. Alright, we get earliest possible unit reinforcements on the second wave. I mean, Scorpions for him makes a lot of sense to kill my Sledgehammers. They will one-shot them. And for myself, I mean, Sabers are good at killing Scorps, so maybe it's just that simple, you know? I think it is, yeah, let's try that out. So I'm expecting a Scorp maybe like, actually probably pretty far back, I'm not sure, but like, you know, probably just lining them up on the columns is what I would expect. So I will do the same. The problem is that this turns right, and the problem is I didn't leave a gap here. So I guess my solution will just be to like put it behind. Good enough. I have a spot here, which may be good. Honestly, though, I don't mind keeping them a little bit tight. I'm worried that if I put them like over here, it'll get distracted to the left. So with our Missile Strike, I'm going to make him pay that 100. I mean, it's so obvious that maybe it doesn't make sense. So I could just take out the late chaff, I guess. That's fine. And yeah, maybe just more chaff clear on the right. So like we'll keep on the sledge game a little bit. Since I'm already in them, you know, may as well do a tech. And I also don't mind Subterranean Blitz. I mentioned that when you level up your crawlers, this tech becomes really good. And I think it does make sense here. Don't think I want to miss or anything. Temp speed is really good in crossfires, and I have crawlers, so I think it's very much worth it here. I'm a little bit surprised by this play, given I have a Giga Farseer here. I don't think it's going to work whatsoever. The nice thing it does do is distract my units, of course, so he's going to get some extra pressure on my tower. The question is, will he actually, you know, get the tower in a timely fashion? That was a lot of resources that he put there, and it looks like I'm going to get the tower not soon after he got mine, so it's like really not a big deal overall. So I think I'm happy with how that played out. Interesting that he took the Wraith, by the way. I thought the Scorps looked pretty good for him. The Farseers are like, you know, they're pretty good into Wraiths. Not quite as good as like Aerial Marksmen or like Melters, but you know, satisfactory, I would say. So at this point, I'm going to stick to just like the Saber as my ground, Farseer as my air, Sledges as my chaff clear, and tank line. And yeah, it should be a good comp, I think. Mobilized Battleship. What does he have back there? Not much. I'm kind of into it. He's pretty low in health, and this card is just so annoying to defend. I'm going to give a right bias here because I don't want to target this Hound. In fact, I will do this missile again. I mean, he keeps bubbling, but I mean, at what point do I just say I'm happy if you bubble because you're losing gold, you know, losing supply? We'll keep leveling these crawlers. The front ones are a lot less obvious that you should upgrade, since they get sentry missiled and take the brunt of the initial chaff clear. So I'll leave those two unleveled. And then, yeah, I feel like over here, all we need is just, like, just the right amount of meat, you know? I don't need more damage there, I don't think. So I'm going to say one more crawler is hopefully good enough. We'll level up the tower one more time. Oh my gosh, throws in the towel. I think he locked in his turn, and you saw that the boat drop just gets his tower. I mean, that's my only guess, because while I was ahead, this was not over, right? You want to see how it plays out. It's an auto battler. Even if you don't win, it's good to learn. But in any case, I think he kind of cooked himself this game with the bubble stuff. I don't see high MMR people do this very much. I think every high MMR player has tried it. And, you know, it's just really high variance. If the opponent gets like an air cheese, you kill the bubble, or, you know, they have like a steel ball or a stormcaller, you're behind economically. And, you know, this SPC, it's not the strongest. You can just let the missiles hit you, you know? Anyways, GG there. Sad it didn't end completely, but that's all right. This has been Wonderboat with the Mag1 Community Clinic. Thanks for watching.